All right, well, welcome back to the iWealth podcast, and we got Brad with us today, and we're talking about young couples, young love, that honeymoon period.
We're still there, right?
You've been married for older than
27 years. We're still.
You're on the world's longest honeymoon period.
Honeymoon period, yeah.
The 27-year honeymoon period of you and your wife.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask her about that.
You don't. Okay.
If you're visiting with that couple.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And let's pretend that they have their little entrepreneurial business doing whatever the thing is, right?
Yeah.
Looking down that gun, right? Because it's a loaded weapon.
Yeah.
What do you do? How do you coach them through that?
Yeah. And I mean, we all have biases, personal biases, right? How we were raised and things like that. Like, I've seen it all over the last 30 years, Matt, where, let's say that the wife comes in from a family that were savers and didn't spend it all and didn't borrow money and things, and the husband comes from a side where parents just bought what they wanted and put it on credit cards.
Money
and put it
equals
on debt.
Freedom. What does money equal?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So when you clash those together, sometimes they mesh, but when you clash those together, it can be difficult. And I've seen it all. I've seen it all from the standpoint of he keeps his checkbook and she keeps hers, and then there's a third checkbook that they put money in and pay like the household bills together. And I just personally, I have a problem with his money and her money.
Yeah.
It's okay you have two different accounts. They should be joint so that they can see each other's accounts. That's okay if that's the way you want to kind of do things. But I think someone needs to be a leader in the house to pay the bills. But I think it's their money and not mine and hers. Like, I really hope Trudy doesn't put me on an allowance. Like, Brad, you get $500 to spend this month on your groceries or whatever.
Brad, you know what I heard the other day? I heard somebody go, if you have decided to share a bed, you can probably share a bank account. And I thought that was kind of a creative way of saying it. Yeah. If you've decided to share a bed, you can share a bank account.
Yeah. Personally for me, Matt, years ago, I turned over all the finances. Like, I used to, because I'm in this business, I used to pay all the bills and do all that. I hated it. Absolutely hated doing bills.
Okay.
And because of the way our situation was set up, Trudy had a little more time to do that. And so I asked Trudy to do it. And she's did it ever since. And I love the fact. But what it does for her is she sees everything. So she sees all the finances and things. Even though a lot of that comes through me, she sees it all. And it's worked really, really well. But I've had couples that both have 9-to-5 jobs and they both make good income. And they'll be able to each have a checking account and they get paid. But everybody has to have eyes on it, in my mind. Like, there shouldn't be anything hidden when it comes to finances. The second thing I would say to the married couple, if I was counseling them like on finance things, is nothing's hidden. Like, let's come clean right now. If there's some biases you've had in the past about your finances, but let's also talk about debt and how evil debt can be. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's necessary. Like, to buy a house, it might be necessary, but it's not necessary to buy your Gucci purse, right? You shouldn't be putting that on debt. And so to have those kind of money conversations with couples, I think is helpful. And I've been there. I've made the mistakes. I'm talking from experience. I'm looking in the mirror. But
do you have a Gucci purse?
I don't have a Gucci purse. I don't think Trudy has a Gucci purse either. But I've made stupid financial decisions. I've put them on credit cards, My story goes back to when I was in a car accident at 2, bought a Beretta GT when I like 17, and at 20 was broke from the inheritance, not the inheritance, but the settlement from a car accident. Broke. And so I've made those stupid decisions, and hopefully my stupidity is able to give some insight to these young couples about not doing the same mistakes I made, with their investments. But yeah, I kind of cringe when couples come in and it's like his money, my money, and she pays these bills and I pay that bills, because I just think you're starting a relationship with a little bit of secretiveness.
Yeah.
And I think it should all be open and it's our money,
It's got to be our money. There you go. Well, you heard it from the man. We will see you back here next time.
All right.
On
Sounds
the iWealth
good.
Podcast.
Thanks, Matt.